All right, we're in the news. Article that I picked up looked at yesterday. I think it's still relevant, be relevant for some time. It was on a site called CO Design, written by a fellow by the name of Mark Wilson, July 24th, 2017. At least that's when it was published. All right, the title of the article is Disney's next movie could be watching you too. All right. The company's research arm is experimenting with facial recognition to gauge how audiences react. Say it's a 3-minute read. I'm not going to read it all, just what I think is relevant. Uh, but I'll include it now that I know how to do that as like a little link in the description uh, section. There is there's this term in the processed food industry for when something is quantifiably at its most delicious, but also critically still unsatisfying enough that you always crave more. This is called the bliss point, and it's what ensures that you always want another sip of that soft drink or the crunch of that potato chip. It's about maximizing the bliss of consumption so that you consume more. All right. Now, Disney research has developed a neural network that seems to be chasing a similar idea, but for the world of movies. Neural, I think that's nervous system, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is. And that's pretty much head to toe. All right, so that's what Disney's trying to tap into, your neural system. They're developing a neural network that seems to be chasing a similar idea. The system has been trained to watch an audience of theater goers as they watch a film. It can track reactions like smiling and laughter on hundreds of faces in a dark theater, allowing Disney to quantify whether or not a film is working as intended on a granular scale. It's easy to imagine such technology eventually reaching well beyond the movie theater into the real world where Disney parks could react to your mood with real-time Disney magic. Uh, FYI, we're way past 1984. And the technology, Orwell had a point, but we've now, I believe, gone way past that. Anyway, within just a few minutes of watching a film goer, it could predict their facial expressions throughout the rest of the year. So they're trying to put something together that has a predictive value, meaning they can anticipate what your response is going to be. You guys familiar? If you're familiar, I think what was it? Behavioral conditioning. Pavlov and his dogs. He figured out, okay, if this is going to it works on dogs, let's see how it works on humans, and it's condition response kind of a thing. Well, Disney's looking to do that, and with the technology now, I mean, just the processing speed of computers, all the data they collect, they can do quite a job. Anyway, Disney is far from the only company working on big data in media. Snap, most notably, actually measures the shot-by-shot performance of its Snapchat shows. I don't know what a Snapchat show is. I have heard of Snapchat. But anyway, if you deal with Snapchats, in case you didn't hear, Snap is most notably they actually measure the shot-by-shot performance of the show. I don't know if that's the person putting it on or the person watching. But they're monitoring you on Snapchat, how you react. Next, Microsoft Research has used computer vision systems to measure facial and body language for a long time now. In one instance, its researchers actually programmed an elevator to know whether it should open or close for a person walking past. How? Well, the system measures each person's facial expression and body language. So you're walking down, I don't know what, a hotel lobby, and you're being scanned neurologically to determine whether or not you're going to get on the elevator. So I guess what, it opens on its own. You don't have to push a button. Interesting. Um, I did look at a research article done by someone over at MIT. I can sometimes be a bit of a, I don't know, math geek a little bit, but they actually give some illustrations on some calculations and how they build it into computer models to predict behavior. So MIT has been working on predicting behavior for a long time, but that's what you've done, what you've done, what you've done, what you're likely to do next within a certain degree of accuracy. How about they put something in front of you to get you to do, to get you to do, to get you to do that which they want to predict? That's where this whole, two-way movie watching kind of freaks me out a little bit, and just wait until you get the chip. And we ain't talking about no Lay's potato chip, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, in the author's little last paragraph, he has a little bit of fun, but I think he's on point. He says, as you take a bite of those new buffalo chicken fries, an artificial intelligence could be watching, tallying your reaction with everyone else, ages 18 to 35. If you don't mind how creepy it all is, camera-based AI, artificial intelligence, might help the whole world find its bliss point, keeping us perpetually craving the next bite of life. I just think I've never seen it. I can't say that I've heard of it, but it very well might be out there. But this is what I predict: that here before too long, they're going to have what's called virtual cafes. And just say you're at lunch, having lunch. You'll be able to go to this cafe. You're leaving, going to lunch. You'll be able to go to this virtual cafe. Just say you want to have lunch in, I don't know, Paris. You go in there. They lay you down in a little contraption, kind of like a sunbathing, tanning thing. And they'll hook you up to all kind of neural sensors or whatever. And for an hour, you will feel like you've had the experience of being, I don't know, on some patio in Paris eating croissants, I guess. But I thought that when I went several years ago, we did California. Used to go to Disneyland California Adventure once a year, and they've got this ride soaring over California, kind of dangling there, going down this thing. But as you're going through like the orange groves, I mean, you kind of feel the breeze and you smell the oranges, and okay, it's a ride at Disneyland. It's kind of cool. I don't know where they're going with this. But I think at that point, when they start watching me watching the movie, I'm probably gonna. I don't go to movie theaters much at all anyway. Once a year probably. But I think I'd probably cut it out complete. I don't know that there are degrees of separation. To what extent. But if you want to really see, this is the most unplugged person I've ever seen yet. I'm a documentary guy. Love documentaries. I found one on this Russian lady, old woman. I don't know, I think, 50, 60, 70 years she's been out living in the tundra, like the wilderness of Russia. But if you dig the unplugged, I guess, not so much survivalist, what would that be? Preparedness, I guess, survivalist. I'll include a link to her as a documentary. I'll find it and put it down below. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was about an hour long. But this is the most, I don't think I want to be that unplugged, if you will. But I think I'm probably going to say no thank you to Disney's, whatever they're calling this thing. They want to watch you in a theater. Anyway, you guys take good care, be aware, and until next time.